Hi everyone, where are we today? Today we're in Manchester. Now you could be a little bit fooled here. Down this little alleyway, it does look kind of a little bit like London. Now, where are we going? We're going to Mr Thomas's Chophouse. Loads of you have recommended that we give this place a try. And actually they own another chop house here in Manchester called Sam's Chop House. Now, this was established in 1867. 1867. Now, architecturally, it is a truly amazing building. As always, let's give it a go. First rate, top notch, simply the best. It thrives, the stuff of Mancunian pub legend. Come on, let's give it a go. Okay, so we've come inside. You take a look behind me here. It's quite a strange pub. As you come through, it's like a huge, great big funnel. Loads of memorabilia on the wall. I think the lighting is incredible. Fantastic lighting. Onto the menu. It's got a range of appetizers, starters, main courses from the grill, which I'm going to come back to. Pub classics, so you want the likes of fish and chips, cottage pie, they're all there. And some sides as well. Now, it's quite weird because for a chop house, they only have one chop on the menu. So I'm going to go for it. And that is basically the 12-ounce Barnsley chop, which is £25. And that comes with triple cooked chips and some watercress as well. With that, I'm going to go for their red wine gravy, which is an additional £2. Again, for a chop house, you would have thought they'd have lots of different options on there. Now, the last chop house I went to was Blacklock, and that was incredible all round, just from the service to the quality of the food as well. So I'm quite interested to see how my Barnsley chop is. For those of you who don't know, a Barnsley chop is basically is lamb with a bone in the middle. So you have meat on one side, then the bone, and then the meat on the other side. Now I'm going to have that pink because I like my lamb pink. Okay, I'll see you when the meal arrives. What I didn't tell you is how much that is. So for my Barnsley chop, it's £25. And for the red wine gravy, it's an additional £2. Okay, so my meal's arrived. I do know how much you like when the chips are served in a little pot like this. So I'm going to put them there for a minute, just so you can get a close-up on this. So there's my Barnsley chop. You can see the bone there in the middle. And chop the lamb either side of the bone. I've got my watercress there as well, my triple cooked chips. Let's pour them onto the plate. Yep, that's a London portion of chips up here in Manchester. And then I have my red wine gravy there as well. Now, really interested to see, one, how well this is cooked. It's nicely charred on the outside, but I have ordered it pink, so I'd be interested to see if it comes up pink. And without a shadow of a doubt, that is a lot of green stuff, a lot of watercress there. Nice and peppery. Oh, well, that is actually really nice and peppery. Okay, let's see how the lamb's cooked. Okay, so let's see how the lamb is cooked. Let's turn that over. Yep, that's nice and pink. It's all about the flavour and the taste here. Let's cut it that way and have a bit of the fat as well. That lamb is nice and tender. It's cooked really well. You can see the pink coming all the way through. And what is excellent is the fact that, you take a look here, the fat is nice and crisp. And as you bite into the fat, the juices of the fat comes through and complements the Barnsley chop perfectly. That is an excellent chop. Very, very tasty. Now, let's try one of the chips. Now, they're triple cooked chips. They're not that crispy on the outside. And if you like, it's going to sound silly, but they taste a bit dry. The chips themselves are a bit dry, and yeah, let's try it with a bit of gravy. Oh wow, the gravy looks very rich. Nice and steamy. The gravy is fantastic. Unfortunately, the chips aren't. Before, they are very dry, and they desperately need some seasoning as well. That was the pepper. That's the salt. I've already said the watercress is nice and peppery. I'm going to try chop there with the gravy as well. See how rich that gravy is. The wine and the gravy and how the consistency in there, they go well together, really do. That is made for that, without a shadow of a doubt. One thing I do like though, and I'm interested to hear your comments, whenever I have lamb, I've always got to have a bit of mint sauce. Fortunately, I wasn't offered any of that, but you know, I always like mint sauce with my lamb. I don't know how you feel. Now, I'm going to dive in here and try this fat again, and you can hear the crispiness of it. As I said earlier, you can take a look at the charring effect there, and that has really helped melt the fat. It's got a real nice charcoal flavour. It reminds me a bit of the summer, you know, when you have a barbecue. Yeah, I do like that. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack on, and I'll see you guys shortly. Okay, so my only little disappointment is with the Barnsley chop, excuse my fingers, there's a lot of bone there and you never get a huge amount of meat. I mean, that's not the restaurant's fault, you know, that's just Barnsley chops. Always feel as though you always want a little bit more lamb, but wow, what was there was really good. Would it be rude for me to? Yeah, I think it'd be a little bit rude for me to nibble on that. Okay, I'm going to get the bill. I'll see you guys shortly. I'm going to go outside and do the review. It's my fault. I sat in a really stupid place. They did offer us a different seat, but I thought we'll come over here because it'd be easier to do the review. I've got people walking past all the time. Before I do go outside, this pub is one traditional pub, established in 1867. It's got that feel of it. It's got the green tiles going around, a fantastic patination on the floor. It's got a lovely feel to it. The lighting, as I said earlier on, is brilliant. Now, I've paid my bill, and there's a shock. I'll tell you outside. Okay, so we've come outside. I want to talk about the pub first of all. 1867, it's steeped in history. I truly, truly love the pub. As you went through, as I said, it's really narrow. You go through and you've got a nice bar there, so if you just want to go in for a drink, you can go in for a drink, and then as you carry on, you've got a nice seating area and then a further seating area behind it. Staff are very friendly, very helpful, no issue with the staffing. Now, on to the food. I'm going to talk about the Barnsley chop first of all. You saw it, it came up, the fat had a lovely sear to it. As you cut into that, it kind of had a crunch, and the fat kind of rendered out as well, and as you bit into it, it melted in your mouth. I really, really like the searing there. The chop itself was cooked really well. I asked for it pink, you saw it, it came up pink. Nice and juicy. My only criticism, and it's nothing to do with the pub at all, is the fact that I think on a Barnsley chop there's just not enough meat on the lamb, is there? You always want that little bit more. The triple cooked chips, they're a bit bland. Now I've had far better triple, easy for me to say, triple cooked chips than them. I just found them a little bit bland, even with the seasoning. I seasoned them there, no. Watercress had a real peppery taste, and I was going to say normally I just say it was a bit of green stuff, but I did like the watercress. So on to the gravy. Oh, I did like that gravy, made with red wine. Got the chip, put the chip into the gravy, it clung to it. Now what I really don't like is watery gravy and you dip a chip in there and it just does nothing. That was good gravy. Again with the Barnsley chop, put it in, it clung to it, rich in flavour, top drawer. Now on to the bill. Bit of a shock here. My lamb chops, the chips and the gravy, £27. And then I've got a 13% service charge. Now what's going on here? Is it because I'm from down south, you put a service charge on me? You promised me there'd be no service charge up here in Manchester and up north. Saying that, I have no objections because the service is excellent, but 13% service charge, so that was £3.51. Total, £30.51. So what mark am I going to give it? Well, the Barnsley chop itself was excellent. Chips, they were a bit disappointing. Did like the gravy, as I said. £30.51, is that value for money? I didn't have a drink with it, don't forget. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, and I think that's quite fair. The quality was there in the chop, and you've got to look at the quality. Love to hear your comments as always. If you would like and subscribe to the channel, you know, I really appreciate that. But am I being generous? £30.51? You decide. Until next time, bye-bye.